So the topic of today's discussion is structure and composition of egg. Yani, what is the structure? What of structure? What is the composition? What is the nutritive value of egg? So today we will discuss the structure, composition, and nutritive value of egg. In previous class, we have already discussed how eggs are found in the oviduct of hen, and how much time it to take, and which component or which part of egg is found at in which part of oviduct. Okay? You have already know. So next we come to the structure of egg. When an egg is laid by the hen, freshly laid by the hen, at that time, yeah, after that, there will be some time for keeping the egg for storage, for transportation to reach it to a consumer, or for reaching it to the hatchery for hatching of chicks. So there are two purposes of eggs. One is it is used as table purpose, yani for eating purpose, food purpose. A second is for hatching of eggs. So there are two purposes of eggs. Third purpose, maybe they are also used in cosmetics, in medicine, in vaccine production. There are so many use of eggs, but mainly there are only two eggs major use. So when you can imagine, you have seen a boiled egg. Okay, when you see the boiled egg, or a fresh egg, when it is broken, then there you see this type of a structure. And at the center there is yellowish or whitish portion, that is called egg yolk. After that there is whitish portion, that is proteinous portion, that is albumin. Egg white, albumin also known as egg white. After that there is a membrane just above the albumin, that is called inner cell membrane, and second membrane is just below the egg cell, that is called outer cell membrane. At the broader end of egg there is a space which is known as air cell, and outermost layer is called egg cell. And at the outermost cell of egg cell, and outermost part, that is egg cell, on which there is a thin layer of that is called cuticle. It is also known as cuticle. Inside the egg you can see there is a structure, that twisted structure, just like wick of the lamp, that are those both end, and broader end and narrower end of egg. It is called chalazi, which holds the yolk on the center. Otherwise it go down or it go up, and it was the broader end or narrower end. This is the general structure of egg. You can see in other end, this is called the yolk, egg yolk. This is chalazi. There is a spot on yolk, that is called germinal disc, at which point sperm is entered to the ovum. That is the air cell, that is outer cell membrane, inner cell membrane, albumin, or egg white. On the yolk there is also a thin membrane, that is called vitelline membrane, because it separates the yolk from the albumin. So these are the parts of yolk and egg. So now, what is it? Egg is a biological structure intended by nature for reproduction. And egg is a natural product, a gift of nature, which helps in reproduction of birds or animals. Okay. Egg protects and provides a complete diet to the developing embryo and serve as the principal source of food for the first few days of the chick's life. What is the function of egg? In the fertile egg, not in fertile egg. In fertile egg, when there is mating of cock and hen, then the role of egg, and the component of that is the albumin or yolk, it protects and provide nutrition to the developing embryo, and even after hatching of egg, that is hatching of chicks, they provide nutrition for the newly hatched chicks up to 72 hours, that is up for 3 days. After that, the yolk is absorbed in the abdomen of the chicks, and then there is a requirement of extra outside supplemental feed. Egg is also one of the most nutritious and versatile food for human beings because an embryo requires all the nutrients for development of their life. So egg is most nutritious and versatile, and globally it is used as human food. When egg is freshly laid, the cell is completely filled. When egg is freshly laid by the hand, then the egg is completely filled, means there is no air cell. The air cell is formed by contraction of content during cooling and by the loss of moisture. How air cell is formed in the egg? That is old egg. As the egg is laid, then there will be some period of storage. During that period, there is air cell is formed at the broader end of egg. Why? Because after laying, the content, that is albumin or yolk, is shrinked, contract due to this, and there is a void, there is a space created, that is air cell. And after laying, during the storage, there is also loss of moisture from the egg, and embryo is also, if embryo is present, then it is also respiring, so they are releasing carbon dioxide, which is collected in the air cell. That is why air cell is formed. A high quality egg has only a small air cell. If egg is of high quality, then the size of air cell will be very small. The yolk is well centered in the albumin, is surrounded by the vitelline membrane, which is colorless. And yolk is centered in the egg, and it is surrounded by a thin membrane that is called vitelline membrane, and the color of vitelline membrane is colorless, and no color. It is colorless. It's the germinal disc, which is situated upon the yolk, and at where fertilization takes place is attached to the yolk, and it is just on the surface of yolk. On opposite side of yolk, there are two twisted whitish cord that is known as chalazi. It is made up of protein, and the function of chalazi is to keep the yolk at the center of cell. The chalazi may vary in size and density. The size and density as the thickness is vary, but it don't affect the cooking performance and nutritional value of egg. Maybe it will be thin, maybe it will be very thick, but it don't affect the nutritional and cooking value of food and cooking value of egg. A large portion of albumin is thick, and when you see the albumin, when albumin deposited in isthmus, no isthmus, in magnum, when albumin is secreted in magnum, then first there is a layer of just above the yolk is a thick layer, and after that there is thin layer of albumin. The deep membrane surrounding the albumin are two cell membrane, that is inner cell membrane and outer cell membrane, and after that there is egg cell. So what is the role of cell membrane? This cell membrane protects the content of egg from bacteria and prevent moisture loss from the eggs too quickly. The role of inner and outer cell membrane to prevent the entry of microorganisms and loss of moisture from the egg. The egg cell contains an outermost part of egg cell that is porous in nature, and approximately there are 7,000 to 10,000 pores on that, which permits egg to exchange of air, that is for breathing purpose. The pores allow the transfer of gas through the cell. It helps in egg to transfer of gas from outside to inside of egg, from inside of outside of, that is carbon dioxide, like this. Carbon dioxide and moisture are given up through these pores and replaced by atmospheric gas, just like oxygen, for respiration of embryo. Because the body temperature of hen is approximately 106 degree Fahrenheit, eggs are very warm at the time of they are laid. When eggs are laid by the hen, then the temperature of the egg is just like the body temperature of hen, that is 106 degree Fahrenheit. And the temperature of hair, that is where it is stored, and outside the body of hen, is much lower than the temperature of hen. So eggs cool down to the room temperature. As the cooling takes place, the content of egg is contracted. So the cell of the egg, and there is formation of, due to this there is formation of air cell. And this contraction creates a vacuum, and air is drawn to these pores through the pores, and as a result there the egg, air cell is found in the egg. And at which part? At the larger end of egg, not narrower end, larger end of egg. The albumin provides a liquid medium in which the embryo develops. What is the role of albumin? Albumin provides the liquid medium for survivability of embryo, and also contains a large amount of protein necessary for proper development of embryo. The albumin protects the yolk. Albumin also protects the yolk, because of enzyme lysozyme that is present in the albumin, which kill the bacteria, which enter in the yolk. Yani albumin protects the yolk because of the enzyme lysozyme, which splits the beta-1,4 glycoside bond in the cell wall of gram-positive bacteria, wherein bacterial cell is destroyed when this lysozyme present in the albumin, it break down the glycoside bond of the cell wall and thus destroy the gram-positive bacteria. And what is the function of yolk? Yolk is the source of food for embryo. Okay, yolk is rich in carbohydrate, albumin is rich in protein. So it provides the food for embryo, and it contains carbohydrate and fat. It's a small white spot on the yolk is called germinal disc, and germinal disc is where the female genetic material is found. And an egg of hen consists of approximately 2/3 egg white, that is albumin, and 1/3 of yolk. Generally, the weight of an egg is varies from 46 gram to 65 gram, and average size is 50 to 70 gram. The ratio of albumin, yolk, and egg cell is 6:3:1. What is the ratio of albumin, yolk, and egg cell? 6:3:1. Just remember it. According to which their weight also vary. The cell represents about 10% of the weight of egg and consists mainly of calcium carbonate and calcium phosphate. That is, egg cell is made up of 98% calcium. The cell thickness and strength, and the thickness of cell and the strength of the cell and the breaking strength of cell depends on egg site, what is the size of egg, from which bit it is produced, and age of the hen, it is younger hen, it is medium age hen, it is old age hen, and feed composition means the calcium supplied in the feed of the layer birds. The only outer layer of cell is colored. You have already seen that. You have already discussed that there are two types of egg, that is brown celled egg or white celled egg, and this color is only present on outer layer of cell, that is cuticle layer of cell. This color is depend on the breed. It is genetic. It depends on genetics of the bird. It is not affected by the feed. That means there are the consumer preference who like more colored egg, as they thought that colored cell egg is more nutritious than white cell egg. But you see that it is genetically dependent, depends on the genetics of the bird. So there is no any difference there, nutritive value of both type of eggs. Egg white represents 60%, and 2/3 and 60% approximately, that is 67%, maybe 67% of the weight of egg, and consists of 88% water. Albumin consists 88% water and 12% dry matter, and the dry matter 12% contains mainly protein. The white is divided into three parts: inner and outer liquid layer, and in between there is a liquid which is thicker in consistency, and just above the, yani there are three layers of albumin. Just above the yolk there is a thin layer, then thick layer, again thin layer. After that there is cell membrane. Okay. The yellow, pale green color or white is due to presence of riboflavin and vitamin B2. Sometimes there is, you have seen that the color of albumin is slightly yellowish, not deep yellowish, slight yellowish. This is due to the vitamin B2, that is riboflavin. In completely fresh egg, there is a lot of small air bubbles which can give the egg white or dull milky appearance. When egg are freshly, there are, and when it is broken, then there is, you see there are so many bubbles in the albumin, which gives albumin egg white, a dull milky type of color, that is whitish color, due to presence of bubbles. Why this bubble occurs? This is because of the carbon dioxide that has not yet leaked through the cell. And the carbon dioxide which is present inside the egg, which is not come out from the pores of egg cell, and it converted into the bubbles in the albumin. The older egg, the more transparent the egg white. As the egg is become old due to storage, the egg white, that albumin, will be more transparent, means will be less thicker. The yolk, which constitute about 1/3, that is 33%, around 30%, 33% of egg contains lower content of water, that is less in comparison to egg white. You have seen that your egg white, that albumin, have 88% water, 12% dry matter. In yolk there are less than 50% water, and more there is dry matter. Yolk represents about 28% of an egg and consists about 2/3 fat and 1/3 protein. And egg yolk has 2/3 fat and 1/3 protein. The fat content consists primarily triglyceride, cholesterol, and phospholipid lecithin. The fat contains primarily triglyceride, cholesterol, phospholipid lecithin. The amount of fat and cholesterol and the composition of fat is influenced by diet of the hen. The amount of cholesterol and composition of fat present in the yolk is influenced by diet given to the hen. And diet supplemented to the birds is also determine the color of yolk. If they are given colored grain, that is yellow maize, color supplement to the to the in the feed to the birds, then the color of yolk will be orange or yellowish. If they are given not color any white image, then color of yolk is whitish. If the hen is mainly fed by yellow or orange pigment food, this is the color that is more prominent egg yolk. And a birds reared in cage has slightly yellowish color yolk, and the birds which are reared in free range system, they have deep orange color yolk. Deep orange color yolk. A relatory colorless feed gives almost colorless yolk, and a feed which are given have no any colored pigment, then the yolk, color of yolk is whitish. In conventional feed, the manufacturer generally add a small amount of plant supplement that provides the yolk with the color that consumers like best. Generally, the consumer's preference is yellowish white and colored yolk. So the manufacturer of feed manufacturer supplement mix the chemical additive in the feed so that the color of yolk will be yellowish or orange. And this color occurs due to the carotene xanthophyll, due to the xanthophyll, which is a type of carotene. Under the cell, there is an outer inner cell membrane. The outer cell membrane, which is immediately inside the cell, is most resistant. Besides serving a packaging role, the cell and the cell membrane also have a biological function to regulate the evaporation, air circulation, and to prevent penetration of pathogenic to the egg. The egg colorless wax membranes present on the egg cell, that is called cuticle, and the cuticle is alkaline in nature and act as, because it is alkaline in nature, so it is bacteriostatic, and the cuticle prevent the growth of bacteria, not kill the bacteria, but prevent the growth of bacteria. This cuticle is washed, and this cuticle which is present on the egg cell is washed away when someone washed the egg. So it is always recommended that egg should never be washed, because this cuticle will remove on washing. Types of egg. There are so many types of egg. Organic egg, and when the birds are reared in free range or in a house given organic food, that is organic type of egg. Second type of egg is barred egg. It is free range type of egg. Second, enriched cage egg, and in which the cage space, there is a space, more space is given for more comfort of hen. Then is enriched cage egg. Fifth, designer egg. Designer egg is that egg which is very enriched in particular nutrient, just like omega-3 fatty acid, antioxidant, carotenoids, less cholesterol, iron, herbal enrichment. Just that is why it is called omega. That is why it is called designer egg, because it is especially designed, a special type of nutrient is supplemented in the feed, so that after metabolic absorption it will be deposited in the egg. Just for example, an egg which is rich in omega-3 fatty acids must supplemented with linseed grains, flax seeds, then canola seed, marine alga, fish oil, which are rich in omega-3 fatty acid. Then composition of egg is source of protein and vitamins. Vitamin C is absent. Yolk white and albumin both contains protein. Yolk contains more vitamins and minerals than white. Yolk also contains, yolk have fat and cholesterol, rich in cholesterol. The color of egg cell is not related to nutrient, flavor, or cooking quality, because it is determined by the breed of hen. And in fertile egg, have longer keeping quality than fertile eggs. You see the what is the component of cell? Egg, that is egg cell 9%, yolk 29%, albumin 62%, fat in yolk 33%, protein in yolk 15%, yolk solid 51%, albumin in protein around 10.5%, and albumin total solid 11.8%. You see the nutrients, whole eggs, how much water, protein, fat, and ash, and a whole egg in albumin in yolk. We see the fat is very high in yolk. So yet, because yolk also contains cholesterol, so the person with health hazards, health problems, just like high blood pressure, heart disease, they are advised to remove the yolk and then only eat white, egg white, that is albumin. Nutrients of it, you see the calorie and 51 gram of egg weight. You see the calorie, protein, carbohydrate, and it's you see everything. That is calorie 75 gram. Then protein 6.4 gram, carbohydrate 0.6 gram, total fat 5 gram. Just you see in whole eggs. Total lipid 5 gram. How much is riboflavin and vitamin B1, vitamin B2, niacin, vitamin B6, folates, and iron, folic acid, vitamin B12, vitamin A, E, D, biotin, copper, iodine, and magnesium. You see the value. That is the egg yolk. This color is due to zeaxanthin, lutein, and zeaxanthin present in yellow maize. That is xanthophylls. You see the egg white. The composition of egg white. Egg nutrients that can be manipulated, and what type of nutrient which is present in the egg can be changed, and that may be manipulated by the diet. That is cholesterol content, fatty acid profile, and omega-3 fatty acid, vitamin E, vitamin D, folic acid, minerals like iron, zinc, selenium, iodine, copper, carotenoids, that is xanthophyll, lutein, and yolk color, and herbal liciment. And some herbs are used as medicinal purpose, have medicinal value, which can be, when it can be fed to the birds and layer birds, then it will also be deposited in the eggs, and which are useful for the human beings as a food. So these are the structure, composition, and nutritive value of eggs. Okay. Anybody have question? Hello. Hello. Any question? No question. Okay. Thank you.